T.D. Ryan Unleashed is brought to you by Scott Zyman, your State Farm insurance agent. Scott can help you save money bundling your home and auto insurance. Call 815-748-3101 or stop by at 2587 Sycamore Road, Suite D in DeKalb. Like a good neighbor, Scott Zyman and State Farm are there. Pizza Villa, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more at 824 West Lincoln Highway in DeKalb. For delivery or pickup, call 815-758-8116 or go to pizzavilla.com. My Insurance Guys in Sycamore, family owned, local, reliable. My Insurance Guys cover Medicare to auto and everything in between. Call us in Sycamore at 815-899-0950. My Insurance Guy, business, auto, home, life, and health at myinsuranceguy.com. And Elder Services of DeKalb County, safe, secure, and supported, helping you stay at home where you want to be. Call 815-758-6550 or stop in at 1701 East Lincoln Highway in DeKalb or on the web at ecsdecalb.org.
Also brought to you by Blue Silo Orchard. Blue Silo Orchard would like to invite you to their orchard at 19387 Tower Road in Rochelle. You can find us on Facebook at Blue Silo Orchard for up-to-date hours. We now have a variety of apples and pears and along with pumpkins and even some sunflowers left. You can find us on Facebook at bluesiloorchard.com. That's bluesiloorchard.com. And welcome into TD Ryan podcast, TD Ryan Unleashed podcast number 28. Honored and privileged to have with us Julie Jesmer. Julie is, of course, a co-founder of the Trash Squirrels as well, and recently has been a member of the Citizens Environmental Commission for the City of DeKalb. Julie, welcome. How are you doing this morning?
I'm very well, thank you.
Thanks for taking time to do this. You know, I interviewed you back at the radio station I guess it was 2021 when you first started this. Tell us about well, here, I actually have this. I do want to mention, though, your goal is to make DeKalb the cleanest city in the state. So. Yes. Well, we love that. That's a great goal to have. But let's talk about how it began. You were approached in Greenwood Acres Drive, a lady on a bike. You and your daughter were picking up some garbage. Tell us about that story.
Me and my son.
Oh, you and your son. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my youngest son, Mark, and I were just out picking up trash on my favorite path in the city. I had been riding that path for a while on my bike, so it was kind of a preferred spot for me. And we were just picking up trash, and Laura rode by on her bike, and she stopped, and she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Picking up trash." And she said, "Let's start a group." And Laura has since moved out of state, but
Laura's quoted together. She's quoted here as saying, "I always tell people I came up with the idea, but she, meaning you, has really made what it is. She, meaning you, has worked a lot at that. I'm not as involved as she is, and so I'm glad that she has certainly taken on the role." You know, when I was getting ready for this interview, I was remembering an ad from the 70s. You're not as old as I am, Julie, but there was a Native American standing by the roadway. You ever seen this ad? And they showed him canoeing and fishing and everything, and then they showed the industrial with the smoke coming up in the dirt, and at the end of the spot, somebody throws a bag of trash right at his feet, and the Native American, you see a slow tear coming down his face. And that was right when when Earth Day started back there in 1970, right? And you guys were inspired about that. But tell us about that, how this became a movement for you. Did you pick up garbage as a little girl?
I did not. I think when we started, I just realized that there was community interest, and it seemed to me that it would be better to get people involved in the solution than to continue to be the problem.
Okay. Yeah, we're really good at pointing out problems, aren't we? But nobody's showing any solutions out there.
Right. And so the mayor is a big fan, and what he says is he just likes it because it's grassroots people. And I have over 700 members on our Facebook site right now, and they don't all come out for every event actually, but I just encourage them, when you walk your dog, bring a bag with you.
That's what we do now.
Keep your area clean.
That worked with we live by Little John School, and we always bring a bag with us. And sadly, we do see enough garbage every time we walk the dog to pick it up. And I'm really disappointed about that, with the little kids there at Little John. I'm hoping that the teachers will have them picking up the garbage. I want to ask you about kids doing that a little bit later on. But tell us about this. So you meet Laura in the woods. So you say, we'll make it a group. But it's one thing to say that. How did you guys get the ball rolling there? Because did you just have an event? You had your first event? And tell us about that.
I think our first event was probably at Lowe's. I think we picked up over 600 pounds of trash. We do weigh with a little luggage scale at the end, so we always know what we did.
I love that.
I think just the Facebook group itself just kind of took off. People found it. I'm sure that we got help from what's happening in DeKalb or what's actually happening in DeKalb.
Okay, there's a couple different ones, yeah.
Yeah, I think they probably promoted us, and then just word of mouth, and friends tell friends about it.
And then people showed up. That's the thing. And then you've kept it going since 2020, which is amazing to me.
Yes.
I thought the best way to do this, I just went to your website, again, Trash Squirrels of DeKalb. Want to mention the logo. You were talking to me about the logo off the air. Just a really cool squirrel with sunglasses on, picking up a big bag of trash. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that was designed by Sophia Vercados. I'm also involved with DeKalb Music Boosters, and she did all of our design work. So I just know her as a designer, and she's a friend. So she did that for us.
That's great. It's a great look. So look for that trash squirrel again and all the great work that they've done. But I just printed out some examples. Now, this is just going back to April this year. And as you said, this is how you're getting words out. So this is how you let people know that we're going to go pick up trash. And now, is it just DeKalb, or have you expanded from there?
We have done a bit in Genoa. I have a friend up there who was trying to start a group up there. And she didn't exactly start a group, but we did have a couple of events on Route 72 in Genoa. So,
okay.
But that's as far up as we've gotten.
All right, very good. Now, this is just going back to April 12th. 16 members strong picked up 643 pounds of trash along Greenwood Acres today. And now this is one that got me, including 8 tires retrieved from the pond. So you guys don't limit yourself with just the garbage, do you? You go out there.
No, I have a set of waders, which was provided by the NIU Adventure Club.
Is that right?
Adventure Club. So I have a pair of waders, so I actually got in the water to get those, because we could see them. We could see the tires in there. I know the geese live in that pond, so they don't really like sharing the space with tires.
So rather than just say, we can't get the tires out of there, you went and made a way to found to do it.
I waded in and pulled them out. Yes,
and you want to thank Scour the Earth and Aaron Schwab, right, for the transportation equipment?
Well, no, Scour the Earth is Aaron's business he started. So he's actually a 501c3 when I'm not.
Okay.
And he actually has a hearse, and on the back it says Litter's Last Ride. And he stages his own events. So he's just like a partner trash organization. My sponsor is There's Fun in Store.
Yes, I want to mention them. Okay.
Yeah, so Phil.
That's in downtown DeKalb.
Phil Hendrickson has been my sponsor from day one, and he reached out to me. He found me. He's like, I want to sponsor you. So he provided all the equipment, all the tent and all the wagons and all the bags and all the pullers. So shout out to Phil. He's been my number one sponsor from day one. And then Dan Kenny, whom everybody knows.
Oh, sure. Rooted for Good, right?
He lets me use his truck to transport supplies for each event.
That's great. So again, networking the way you have, and you also in this particular one want to thank the DHS Environmental Club for sending 6 volunteers. So we were talking about getting the young people involved. Here's the way you're doing it. That's great.
And in the last event, we had 27 people, and about 10 of those were also from the Environmental Club.
Okay.
Like they came out again.
And I love this. Surprisingly, someone found fresh parsnips growing in the bush. So I imagine you have a little surprise every time you do one of these.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll find some interesting things. We find a lot of cell phones. At the beginning, it was a lot of masks, but not lately. It's been a lot of plastic trash bags, but occasionally we'll find a cell phone.
Well, here's another unique one. Again, we're talking to Julie about the trash squirrels going around at DeKalb and picking up garbage. Again, with something we all should be doing. This is on May 3rd. 5 members strong picked up 320 pounds of trash along 4th Street in the grass area across from American Legion. Unfortunately, appears to have been a homeless encampment by amount of clothing, shoes, blankets, and tools there. Oddly, we found 4 Stanley water bottles. We also slept a good amount of broken glass. So again, you guys just don't pick up the trash for the sake of our furry friends walking in the neighborhood. There, thanks to Fun in Store for all their equipment and Dan Kenny for the use of his truck to haul the equipment. Could not do that without you. A special thanks to Dave, not pictured, who is a regular trash squirrel, who today brought 2 young neighbors to be a good influence in the next generation. Again, that's what we're talking about, right? Getting the kids. And I bet those kids now, when they walk down the street, they'll pick up some trash.
And some friends have told me that they bought their kids pullers, so they also have that. And that particular event, the city asked for that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I have a contact with the city that actually comes and picks up the trash after the event. Because the very first event, we had over 600 pounds of trash. I didn't have anything to do with it.
Oh, that's right.
Since that time, I'm like, hey, I have a pile of trash here. Please come get it. And, they'll take care of it and get rid of it. But that particular event, they asked me to do that because they just saw it was a mess. And they're like, it needs to be cleaned up. So let's call the trash squirrels. And another time in the past, the mayor called me out. He's like, Julie, there was a frat party somewhere and there's bottles everywhere. I need the trash squirrels. So we came out and cleaned them up.
Yeah, so like warriors. I love that too. And the apathy is something you have to battle, I know, because I was watching Mad Men. I don't know if you ever watched that show, Mad Men, what was on. And they have a picnic. They're out there with the picnic with the whole family. They finish up the picnic and he takes the blanket that they're sitting on and just flips it and all the garbage goes out and they just walk away, And I guess in the 60s, that was what people did. They never thought about the environment at all. So we've come a long way since then. We got a long ways to go. Now, this is June 21st. 5 members endured the extremely heat, because remember how hot it was this summer, to pick up 110 pounds of trash at 2 local parks. Total season so far, 1,542 pounds, over 100 pounds more than the entire previous season. Collectively can make a difference. And you have your little power phrase, collectively make a difference. When each of us takes an extra effort to remove even one piece of garbage in the nature's path of our daily lives, keep up the good work. Yeah, so you're not asking people to go seek this out. Just walk your normal path, and if you see some garbage, pick it up, right?
Exactly, yeah. So for the first 4 years, when I did this, I went out every Saturday from April to October for the first 4 years.
Did you really?
And then the last 2 years, it's been about once or twice a month.
Okay. Now, we're going to get this at the end, but people like me that want to help out, what, you just post it on Facebook, just follow Trash Squirrels?
So, we have the group there, and there's an events tab, and when you go into the events tab, you can see all the events that I've set up.
Okay, very good. That's great. And then, here, let's just keep going. It's September. This is just a month ago. 27 members strong picked up 100 pounds of trash in the Annie Glidden North. I love recognizing where you guys are at the Annie Glidden North neighborhood, including 16 members of the Geocachers group and the DHS Environmental Group. Folks came from as far as Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Cedar Rapids.
So somebody should have wrote Rapids, sorry. And Edgerton, Wisconsin. Tell us about it. So you got people coming. They heard about this on Facebook?
Well, that was the geocachers.
Okay.
They have their own little environment.
And we should explain to people, geocaches are people that hide things and then try to find them, right?
Right, yeah. So I believe it's Deb Ward, reached out to me and she's like, hey, my group wants to pick up trash because, as I said before, when they go to get their geocaching object, they pick up trash automatically on the way out. So they're already trash squirrels. Like fundamentally, that's just what they do. So she just decided to partner with me because I've tried to partner with like different organizations over the time just to, ensure that we've got some people coming out. Like the 4-H group came out one time. I think we had like 54 members that time.
Oh, wow.
We did around Harbor Freight. There's that whole big piece of grass that goes around in a big L.
Right, I know that.
We had like over 50 people at that event. That was a really big deal.
And we should point out, it's a fun thing, isn't it? I mean, I see you guys always look like you're having a good time. And
and a couple times, like somebody would stop and like bring us all ice cream. And one time this guy came and brought us all like tamales. Like they see what we're doing. And then some other times people will just stop and say, what are you doing? And so I get to just promote everything as we're going. And
it's a bonding process, it sounds like. You mentioned the one gentleman who was a trash squirrel regular. So you have regulars, I guess.
Yeah. Especially Robin Linda Striegler. And they're also co-members of the Citizens Environmental Commission.
Okay, very good. I want to ask you about that too here at the end. But so again, this was on the 6th there of the people coming from all over. Weather was beautiful, and we wind down the summer with these colder temperatures. Special thanks to There's Fun in Store again, and Dan Kenny again helping out every time. I remember, it was this one. 3 members strong enjoyed a lovely summer day. This was back in September as well. Picking up 75 pounds along Coltonville Road. While at first I was concerned that there was not enough trash to make it worthwhile, each of us ended up picking up 25 pounds each.
Yeah.
So that's very deceptive, isn't it, how much garbage is out there?
Yeah.
Not just what we can see from our eye, because my wife is a Kishwaukee Sunrise Rotarians, and I know they adopt a section of the highway and clean that up, and they always have stories about things that they found.
Well, sometimes you can't see it because of the overgrowth.
Okay.
Like the brush has just grown up so much so that when you go crawling in there, and then sometimes it's good to have kids with us because they can crawl deeper into like the little woodsy areas, like especially at the Pappas and Boardman Parks.
Okay.
There's some big areas where we have to crawl into that to get to it.
So what's the game plan going? And let's say we're going to do alongside a road. First of all, I want to ask you about safety. Now, safety a big factor, I'm sure. How do you make sure everybody's okay there?
Well,
you got the reflective vests?
We have reflective vests, and those were donated by Bayer. Okay. They just sought me out and said, hey, I need to give you some vests to keep you all safe there. Okay. And I tried to, like, especially when I'm partnering with youth, I make sure that it's like a really off-road place.
Right,
like,
I'm sure, with the kids.
I'm really careful about picking locations, especially when kids are involved. Like when I know I'm partnering with like a Boy Scout club or a Girl Scout club or something, then I make sure they're well off the road for that. But my number one rule is don't touch anything animal related. Okay. Because sometimes we'll find like a dead cat, and like I do not want to see or have to do with anything with that.
So what's the final thing you say? They're putting on their gloves and they get ready to go into the ditch there, especially the young people. What do you say to them as they go? Obviously, don't touch anything animal related.
Yeah.
What else?
Have fun and talk to each other.
Okay.
It's very interactive. People just start up conversations with people they're just walking around picking up trash with.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm not a big, small conversationalist. So this is something you're doing something anyway. Plus, and finding things interesting along the way. So
yeah. So it just builds conversation among strangers.
I love that.
Yeah.
And have you found something that really stands out to you? Some really interesting thing that you found through the years? Nothing jumps out, but what do you do with the bigger stuff? Now, you've had some bigger stuff?
Yeah, actually, one time the mayor was out with us and he dragged a mattress for me.
Okay.
Well, we just put it all in a big pile and the city comes and picks it up. So
Okay.
we don't have to worry about that. But one time, one of our members, I think Jessica, she had a wagon and she brought back a recliner.
Is it right? You never know what people will dump.
Where did you find that? But, a lot of times, like next to dumpsters, there's just all kinds of discards that didn't make it into the dumpster.
And when you finish up, especially with the kids at the end of a cleanup, because it must be great to see all that trash accumulated, knowing it's going to go where it's supposed to go. Do you guys have a little party, or do you say a little something there at the
No,
end?
but we have had some like end of season lunches.
Okay.
And those have been sponsored by like El Jimador and, some various people have sponsored lunches for us. But I also have these little tiny trash pullers that I give the kids.
What are they?
Just as a toy. It's like a little toy. It's a little tiny trash puller.
Oh, a little tiny trash
It's like
puller.
the size of 2 fingers.
Okay.
It's just some little toy that I give them. Oh, and also Scour the Earth, he gives out like comic books and gift cards to the chicken place.
Okay.
Like he really makes it a big adventure.
And then you have offshoots, right? Because you don't know, I mean, here you maybe have 20, 30 kids. You don't know what any one of them might do to keep
Yeah.
this going and maybe another part of the country, right?
Yeah, yes. Mm-hmm. And, my husband always after me when we travel, he's like, stop picking up trash. When we go to like New York or Montreal or something, he's like, stop it. Because I can't help but pick up trash wherever I go.
I love that. My wife and I were just down in Chicago not too long ago, and somebody had mentioned to me that Chicago was a pretty clean city. We were at a part that was not real clean. We were going over the bridge there, actually, by the Opera House there. And I was tempted. I didn't have a bag with me, but there was some garbage, and I wanted to pick it up. It was like, so you do that even when you're out, when you're abroad?
I do, yes. I'm a trash squirrel. I'm a real one.
And this one I love. I'm going to throw this in here. August 1st, sorry for the late notice. Tomorrow's cleanup is rescheduled the next Saturday because my daughter's giving birth to my second grandchild, and I'm going to Montreal to meet her. To meet him. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So,
Congratulations. by the way.
that's my second grandchild, and I had to meet him. So, I love trash, but I love my daughter and my grandson more. So.
Well, let's talk about Montreal. Is it cleaner than America, or do you think
No,
it's a...
Well, I would say like New York is very good at organizing their trash. Like if you walk through Central Park, it's like very clean and there's like very specific places where trash is piled up.
Okay.
Like Central Park is very clean, surprisingly enough. Montreal is not so clean and there's a lot of homeless people.
Okay.
So there tends to be a lot of encampments around the city.
Right.
So there's a lot of trash around that.
That's interesting, yeah, because again, I haven't done a lot of traveling across the country, but some places that like we were in Seattle, and we were surprised how dirty that was. Seattle was a lot of homeless people, a lot of people just throwing trash in the streets, unfortunately. But let's talk about, you went to Northern Illinois University, a Bachelor of Arts in Russian Language and Literature. Now, what were you thinking there?
So I chose that degree when I was living in Long Beach, and I was attending a church, and we were praying for Russia at the time, and I had studied Spanish in high school and I did well, and I thought I don't have any specific direction for college. I went to college because I'm supposed to go to college.
Okay.
I didn't have any specific direction, and I thought, well, maybe I'm good with languages. Maybe I should bring a language. I'll do Russian because we're praying for Russia.
Oh, good for you.
So now it's just a funny interview question because I'm an executive assistant, and everyone always asks me, why do you have a Russian degree? But it took me 16 years to finish it because I started it in Long Beach.
Oh, God bless you.
I married my husband, moved across the country. He got an RN, a BSN. We had 5 kids, and then I went back. That's actually why we're living in DEKALB, is because I had to finish the degree. So I had been living in River Grove, and we moved to DEKALB because Northern offers a Russian degree.
Okay.
So I needed a place to finish. So I had to go to school for 6 more years here. So it took me 16 years from the beginning to the end to get my degree. And I had to retake English 100 and Math 100 at the age of like 40.
I had to take the remedial with the one that met 5 days a week. I always had trouble with that. Well, that is so neat. My stepbrother was a Russian interpreter during the Vietnam War. And he said it was a very difficult language to learn. Now, did you find that?
It is because of the case endings.
Okay.
Because depending on where the word is in the sentence, it'll have a different ending. If it's a direct object or an indirect object, the subject or the predicate, it changes the ending. So when I went there in the summer of 1990, and they just said, we can't understand you, so just speak English.
Can you give us a touch of Russian? Give us one line of Russian.
Spasibo большое.
All right.
Which means thank you very much.
Now, do you have an American accent when you're doing Russian? Are you told that, or is it something?
No, but people have told me I have a Canadian accent because I'm married to a Canadian.
Okay, you do have a
So
little.
on the phone, sometimes people think I'm Canadian, but I've never lived in Canada. My father's from Canada.
You do have a
And
Canadian lilt there.
I have, my 3 daughters live in Montreal,
Oh, really?
but I've never lived there.
Okay. Oh, that's neat. Now, you went to school in California. Is that where you grew up? Did you grow up in California?
I was born in San Jose, which is Northern California, and raised in Whittier.
I know the way to San. Do you know the way?
So I left in 1992 when I married my husband.
Okay. Now, have you dipped your toe in the Kishwaukee River? You hear that folklore here?
I've heard of the folklore, but I haven't actually done it. But, we've been here since 98, so
Yeah.
I'd say we're not going anywhere.
I know, and you could have gone to Montreal, you could have gone to California. How about that?
Yeah.
And then what else was I going to ask you about this? Oh, yeah, and then the Music Boosters Club. I want to ask you about that because it's such an important thing, and we're realizing that when they make cuts at schools, unfortunately, the music program is one of the first ones to go. And
Right.
talk about how you're involved. You've been involved since 2015, haven't you? Do I have that right? Treasurer of DEKALB Music Boosters from July 2015
Yeah,
to present.
I've been a treasurer since then, but I've been involved in the music program because my kids all went through the music
Oh, so
program.
before that, okay.
So my daughter started in like 2008. So
All right.
she was I was in the music program with my kids for the first 10 years. And then I just continued after my youngest graduated
Okay.
in 2018. So I just stayed with them. And I've been a treasurer for a bit, but we just want to be the primary advocates. As you said, if there's any funding cuts or whatever, we're going to be the first to stand up to say, no, don't touch the music program. And our music program is a jewel and a very big treasure in the community, as you know, Travis Erickson and the whole.
Oh, sure. Oh,
Choir
Mr.
director.
Erickson on numerous times, too.
Yeah, yeah.
And what do you tell people, like your elevator speech, if you tell them why music is important to a child's education? Do you have a set line for that?
I don't, but I think it feeds the needs of the soul, that the soul responds to music in a different way than it responds to anything else. In that it enlivens you, it brings you joy. There's like memories that it kindles, that it just holds so much of our life experience that music has to be central.
Yeah,
I think it's really good for kids too.
my mother suffered from Alzheimer's actually at the end of her life, and we used to play Frank. I get emotional thinking about it, but we play Frank Sinatra because she loved Frank Sinatra, and we'd play that, and she'd get a little look in her eye, but she was there with us again. She was just there, and she knew the song, and she would sing the words. It was. And I've kind of studied on this a little bit because it's amazing what music can do in terms of the mind. How people that don't recognize their own daughter, but they'll play a song that they recognize, and they kind of come back.
Hymns.
Yeah, and they come back for a little while.
They do. It's embedded in the soul.
So, would you say the music program at DEKALB is alive and well? Then can we say that?
Absolutely, especially the madrigals. They got to go see the madrigals this Christmas.
Oh, we do Freezing for Food every year, and the Madrigals used to come and sing for us in the parking lot in their full garb. It was so great.
It's magical. It's a magical experience, and just to expose those kids to that kind of music is just amazing.
There's a reason why it rhymes with magical, isn't it? We're talking to Julie from the Trash Girls, also learning about other stuff that Julie does. Now, this is really neat, Julie. You got the people involved at your work here. It says community outreach in DEKALB hits close to home. And tell us, Julie Jesmer, an operation administrator, executive assistant to Susan Sweet, recently extended an invitation to our DEKALB operation to join her in her personal community outreach to a passion project. Tell us about that. And it sounds like your company really responded to it.
They did. So I work for TransDev, which is the company that runs the Husky bus lines. And normally I go into Lombard 3 days a week, but I get to work in the DEKALB office Tuesday, Thursdays. And right around the corner from the DEKALB bus center, I don't know what you call it, transportation center, we've staged pickup there at the corner of Peace and Pleasant. And I just invited some people from TransDev to come out and help, and they turned out.
That's great. Yeah, because a lot of times you find out, you just ask, and they'll come, won't they?
Yeah. They're very supportive of my work anyway, but just the fact that I did it right next to the place. And so then they cleaned up the Peace Road side, but also the TransDev side.
Okay.
The same fence.
And there's a great picture of you guys all together after you did it, and then the big pile of trash, and then everybody's smiling and just so pleased with what they did.
Yes. There's a great sense of pride in the participation.
Now, are these numbers up to date? It says over the past 4 years, the group has picked up more than 12,000 pounds of trash off the streets.
16,000 in the past 6 years.
How much?
Over 16,000.
Okay, I thought that number would be low there too. That's great there. And again, asking the group to pick up particularly a messy, that's what the frat party, you told us that story
Yeah.
about the mayor asking you to pick up after the frat party.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see how this is expanded here, because this is you thanking people on May 29th. The University of Illinois DeKalb County Master Gardeners and DeKalb High School horticulture class planted flowers in downtown DeKalb. So we're not just picking up trash, but we're making things prettier too, aren't we?
Yeah, is that part of the Environmental Commission?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the mayor appointed me to the Citizens Environmental Commission, and I'm currently the chair of that commission. And we recently wrote a sustainability plan. The commission itself has no budget and no authority.
Okay.
But we recommended to the city that they adopt this sustainability plan, which they have. And they've done things like, set up different beautification centers.
Well, we've seen the murals too, right?
Yeah,
We've done murals and the
But
fire
also,
plugs being painted.
Like increasing the number of EV chargers.
Okay.
And like streamlining the process to get an EV charging station in your home, and how to get like the tax rebates. I don't know if they're still there, but just the process you have to go to, and the certification needed of the person doing it to enable you to get the credit. So
Okay, and the signage too. I'm thinking of a sign right there on downtown where it says it's a
Why
checklist.
do I litter?
Yes.
Because I'm a jerk.
Phil, can you remember how that whole thing goes? What does that say? It's
I didn't write that, but
Okay.
the first one says because I'm a jerk.
right.
And because someone else can do it. But I am responsible for the $75 fine signs that are around the city.
Okay.
Because on the commission, I started talking to the city liaison, and I said, is this on the books that there's a actual
$75 fine. Okay.
$75 fine for this? They said, yes, there is. So I said, we're gonna post that. So because of me, we're posted it around the city that there's a $75 fine. Like,
Good.
they're not really enforcing it. It's not like the
Well, yeah.
police are gonna spend any time doing that, but it's it's a tangible threat. But the signs are up because of me.
I love that. The Kishwaukee Sunrise Group, that's my wife's group, completed a cleanup on South Annie Glen Road, and Aaron Schwab and his Scour the Earth crew cleaned debris from the vacant lot adjacent to the Lincoln Tower on West Lincoln Highway. So,
Yeah.
so many places, just these little areas getting cleaned up. It's so exciting.
Yeah, and I've noticed when we go back that they're cleaner. Like, sometimes I want to go back to a site and it's not dirty enough to clean because it's still clean from the last time we did it.
Well, my wife said that too, as we walk up and down our little sidewalk by Little John, that we realize when there is a little bit of trash, that people will pick it up, as opposed to being overwhelmed. Oh my gosh, we can't.
Yeah.
But it's the kids abandoning the little juice bottles and stuff that really gets to me. That's why I want to make sure that Johnny knows to bring that juice bottle back to the recycling bin.
Yeah.
And I thought you'd get a kick out of this. This was from Kevin Jesmer. Is that a relation to you?
My husband.
Okay. At Puy de Fouet, a popular theme park in Western France, a group of trained rooks, which is a type of bird from the crow family, are helping keep track of the park clean of litter. These intelligent birds collect small pieces of trash like cigarette butts or paper and deposit them in a special box. Each time they do, they're rewarded with a food treat. The program is supervised by a falconer to ensure the system is not misused by visitors. The main goal isn't just cleanliness, but to raise awareness, this is you, Julie, raise awareness about environmental responsibilities. By watching birds take part in cleaning, guests are reminded that even nature can play a role in protecting the environment. It's a clever, inspiring way to promote sustainability. So
Absolutely.
How great is that?
Yep.
See the birds picking up the cigarette butts, and that's great. Like you said, it's inspirational.
There's been dogs that have been trained to do that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of videos of that.
So do you feel it's heading in the right way? Are we becoming a cleaner society as a whole? I mean, it's hard. It's a big generalization, I know, but
I wish, but I do know that driving around the city, I'm finding less sites.
Okay.
So that's a good sign.
and when you guys do a big site, and like you said, it tends to be cleaner later then, and when you kind of revisit that, that's great.
Like especially around the NIU Lagoon.
Oh, yes. Okay, now we were just there, and I can't think of one piece of trash we saw. Although my grandsons were playing catch with a football, and the football went in the lagoon, and we were not able to retrieve it that day. But somebody got a new football out of that deal.
Yeah.
And as we wrap things up, I want to remind people the DeKalb Environmental Commission meets on, the 4 p.m. on the first Thursday of every month, right?
4:30.
4:30, all right, see, this is wrong. It's the 700 West Lincoln Highway, and, that's the DeKalb Police
It's the
Department.
police department, yeah.
All right.
We're meeting on Wednesday this week, but
Okay.
normally it's Thursday.
But that's open to anybody who wants to come?
Open to anyone who wants to come in and give any kind of comment. And recently, someone came in to tell us about how her gardens have been ravaged by animals because predators have decreased. So someone's hunting down the coyotes, and so there's more rabbits eating her garden.
Oh, there are more rabbits. That's true.
Yeah.
We can't be messing with that ecosystem though, but I know that's it because a friend of ours has chickens in St. Charles and a mink got in there, ate all the chickens.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, just one mink wiped out like 7 chickens. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's but again, that's just an offshoot of that too. But before we let you go, Julie, tell us about how this has changed your life because have you become the trash squirrel lady? Is that something you wanted to be? Or
I will, and some people are like, you should run for mayor. And I'm like,
You should. I mean,
definitely not
just because
doing
you
that.
found a problem and rather than bitch about it, you found a way to make it better.
Yeah, and also, I'm 55, so this is just something fun and interesting that I can do in my later years. And I've met a lot of people, which is really fun because, it's not really easy to make friends at this age. So I've made some new friends. I'm getting out in the community. I'm spending time in the sun, So
Yeah, I love how you play up that part where you're out enjoying the outdoors, right? Because
Yeah.
a lot of times it takes a reason for us to get outdoors.
Right, because we're just sitting inside on a screen like we're doing right now.
Yes.
We should have done this outside.
That's what you should have. Well, this has been a pleasure getting to know you. And again, I cannot thank you. I know I speak for the community when I say thank you, thank you, thank you. In terms of sustainability, do you have somebody, a protege that maybe, I know you're only 55, you can do this for decades, but do you see somebody taking this over and keeping this going? Because it's so important to keep this going.
Well, Aaron Schaub is younger than me, so he can
Okay.
probably keep it going for years in advance, yes. And it's also a 501c3, so no one can donate to Trash Squirrels. I mean, a lot of people have donated, and I think there's Fun and Store, there might even be like a little setup there where you can donate coin or something, but nobody can donate to us because I'm not a 501c3, but you can donate to Scour the Earth.
Wait, this is not stopping here. And as we wrap up here, Julie, again, remind us how people can help out with keeping this going, keeping the trash squirrels going. How can we do that?
Supporting Scour the Earth. Aaron Schaub has actual business. I'm not exactly sure what the business is, but he drives a hearse around the city, so you might have seen him.
Look for the hearse, okay.
Look for the hearse. It says Litter's Last Ride across the back window. But he is a 501c3, so you can make donations to that organization because Trash Squirrels is not a 501c3.
Why not, Julie? Is that you just haven't been able to do that yet? Or because I certainly would like to donate, and I think a lot of people would. But they could donate their services to you.
They can donate their services. That's more important to me because there's Fun and Store provides all the equipment, so I really don't
That's right,
need
okay.
the money necessarily. I have a wonderful tent, although we've ruined it 3 times and had to replace it 3 times because the wind just picks it up and carries it away. But I have all the supplies that I need, so the funding is not as important as the actual heart, and plus I want to change minds.
I like that,
It's
yeah.
important to me to change your mind, make you think about trash, make you never want to throw another piece of trash in your life, but also pick it up as you go about your day.
And you have advice, I probably shouldn't really say this, but my brother used to get mad when somebody would throw something out the window and he would drive up and confront them, have the piece of trash in his hand, but don't take those, right? Don't get too involved with this.
Don't try to do any citizens arrests.
Yeah. Well, Julie, again, we commend you. Now, we'll want to shout out to Just for Fun store in DeKalb. Again, check out, they got all kinds of.
There's Fun in Store.
There's Fun in Store, and that's the downtown DeKalb, right?
Yes.
And then we also want to mention, who else we want to talk with? Dan Kenny want to mention.
Dan Kenny, yes. He just gave me a key to his truck, and I just go over there and pick up the truck and scoot around the city in his truck.
Well, we are so proud of the Trash Squirrels. We cannot thank you guys enough. So thank you for everything you do, Julie. Keep up the great work. And we hope to have you back real soon and talk more about more trash that's being picked up in DeKalb.
Very good. Thank you.
And that's TD Ryan Unleashed podcast number 28.
TD Ryan Unleashed is brought to you by Scott Zyman, your State Farm insurance agent. Scott can help you save money bundling your home and auto insurance. Call 815-748-3101 or stop by at 2587 Sycamore Road, Suite D in DeKalb. Like a good neighbor, Scott Zyman and State Farm are there. Pizza Villa, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more at 824 West Lincoln Highway in DeKalb. For delivery or pickup, call 815-758-8116 or go to pizzavilla.com. My Insurance Guys in Sycamore, family owned, local, reliable. My Insurance Guys cover Medicare to auto and everything in between. Call us in Sycamore at 815-899-0950. My Insurance Guy, business, auto, home, life, and health at myinsuranceguy.com. And Eldercare Services of DeKalb County, safe, secure, and supported, helping you stay at home where you want to be. Call 815-758-6550 or stop in at 1701 East Lincoln Highway in DeKalb or on the web at ecsdekalb.org.
Also brought to you by Blue Silo Orchard. Blue Silo Orchard would like to invite you to their orchard at 19387 Tower Road in Rochelle. You can find us on Facebook at Blue Silo Orchard for up-to-date hours. We now have a variety of apples and pears and along with pumpkins and even some sunflowers left. You can find us on Facebook at bluesiloorchard.com. That's bluesiloorchard.com.